Okay, hello, back again. So yeah, for some reason with this new Facebook Live thing, if you choose to have it just using your camera, it keeps flickering. Anyway, so I'm back. So this is just continuing on from the first video. So if you haven't already watched the first video, then do go back, watch the first video with the channeled message, then come on to this one, okay? So what I was saying is what's going on behind the scenes. So yeah, so this lady Janet did a really good YouTube video with lots of facts and brilliant. Please, it's much better. Lots of facts. So it's definitely worth watching, okay? Now, I first heard about I don't know how you pronounce it, the Cabal, Cabal, about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, and started doing sort of some of my own research into it and reading stories, etc. Now, basically, if you think what's going on at the minute, I'm trying to sort of ask Spirit to help me to talk because there is so much stuff, and if you're not aware of it, there's a lot, but I want to try and put it into really simple terms. So in the spiritual realm, spiritual world, etc., for a long time there's been talk about this mass awakening, this second coming, or whatever you want to call it. And basically, during the time that many of us have been in lockdown, there has been stuff going on behind the scenes, okay? Now, in terms of what's going on behind the scenes, what I mean is that this battle or this war between light and dark is going on, okay? Some of us who are light workers, healers, intuitives, channelers, etc., are all waiting, if you like, on the sidelines, ready for whatever work we need to do, okay? There are people at the minute actively engaged in action against the dark, okay? Now, I mentioned this to someone the other day, and it's not very popular, but I have to say it, is that when Boris Trump was elected as president, and people kept saying, oh, he's horrible, blah, blah, blah. I knew, because I'm clairvoyant, yeah, and I just have this sense, I knew that he was meant to be there for a reason. Couldn't explain why I was, along with everyone else. I thought at times, what are you playing at? What are you doing? But I knew he was there for a bigger purpose than what it seemed at the time. Like I knew Brexit was meant to happen, yeah. Different things have been put in place in order for the world to be renewed, and I find it really fascinating actually, because there's a lot of talk about stuff happening tomorrow, specifically in America, but with it being Easter weekend, it's like rebirth, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So we have this rebirth this weekend where so basically the dark people, it sort of goes back to, well, when I was doing my channeling, it said that I went back to Lemuria. So if you haven't heard of Lemuria, yeah, go and just Google Lemuria. So basically I was told in my channeling that I was a priestess in the time of Lemuria. And basically, they lived very happily. There was, gender equality, yeah. The women were sort of like revered for these mystical powers, for their intuition, etc. And the men did the things that they needed to do as well. So there was respect, mutual respect for both parties. And in my channeling, I'll share this with you as well. In my channeling, I was told that basically a man was put into Lemuria from a different galaxy. He was a different being, and he started whispering into people's ears. And basically he started causing unrest amongst the men. And from what he said, and again, there's no facts, or I've been trying to Google and search, but this is just what he told me. He said that this man that started the stir and started the whisperings, it caused some of the men to kill some of the women. And then they decided between themselves as men who was going to be the chief. And then that's where hierarchies started coming into existence. I know then I think Lemuria sank, but that's as far as he got, sort of telling me and explaining about that. So they're the very basics. I will get it all typed up and I'll stick in the blog post so you can read it, because it's fascinating what he told me. But this with Lemuria, so yeah, so this is where the hierarchy started and the gender inequality. Now, in terms of the dark, there is a percentage of people in this world who do really mean nasty things, which is a massive understatement, okay? Now, there's a circle of them, a group of them, who have been involved in, or members of, the Illuminati, okay? Like I said, some of this is all from YouTube, yeah? So I'm just trying to give you the basics, and then you can go off and look for all of this stuff yourself. Now, one lady did a video saying how some of these people are very well-known celebrities, well-known people who have also been involved in child trafficking and paedophilia, etc., etc. And like I said, when I watched this video, I was nearly in tears, because I was so saddened by the stuff that these people have been doing and have gotten away with for a long time. So there's also lots of talk around Bill Gates and his vaccination programs. And again, this Dutch lady, she's done all her research and she did the family tree. Bill Gates is related to the Rothschild family and to the Queen as well. And he was knighted and given a knighthood. Now, Bill Gates has got shares in pharmaceutical companies, so would obviously like to be able to provide vaccinations for the population so he can gain from it. Another interesting article that I came across as well is that George Bezos, who is obviously owns Amazon, this was in the Guardian newspaper, he sold £1.9 billion worth of his shares in his own company back in February, pre-announcement of the coronavirus. And apparently it was the biggest amount of shares he sold in 10 years of owning his company. Why did he sell them? How did he know he's going to sell them? So there's lots of like not conspiracy theories. There's lots of stuff on YouTube and independent videos, and some of these are being shut down as well. So there's another guy who I came across a couple of days ago who has a program called London Real. So London REAL. He did an interview with David Icke. Okay, David Icke was on Gaia TV channel for a long time, and he talks a lot again about conspiracy theories and things that are going on. The interview that he did with him, he tried to upload it to YouTube several times, and every time, it kept getting taken down because he knows stuff. Yeah, he's an intuitive. He knows stuff about what's going on at the minute. Okay, so his channel, his video was taken down. So at the minute, if you go to the London Real website, he has the interview on there, but it's not allowed on YouTube. Okay, there's another chap, David Wilcock, who did a video as well, again on YouTube. It was a 3-hour long video talking about everything that was going on, etc., etc. As far as I'm aware, that's still on there. So it's definitely your own investigations, do you know what I mean? And just looking, because what we've been told sort of like in the mass media as well, so in all the newspapers, the TV stations, the radio stations, most of them are owned by this elite in the dark, and they tell us things that they want us to know, but they don't tell us what we don't. Hold on. They tell us what they want us to know and not what they don't want us to know. So there's this struggle at the minute because there are people out there who are knowing, who are finding out stuff, and they're trying to bring stuff, to hide stuff basically, from people about what's going on. So I just wanted to come on because a few people have reached out and asked questions. So there was one question I was asked about the Galactic Council. So I don't know if anyone's heard the Galactic Council or not. If you have, give me a thumbs up. If not, then do let me know. But basically, you know, if we see ourselves, we're not alone in this universe, you know. The universe is massive. So to think that we are alone would be really sort of like, what's the word? Narrow-minded. When I was 18, right, when I was at school, some of you might have heard this story, but when I was 18 at school, there was a conversation in one of the classes about how the Earth began. And there was a debate about whether it was Darwinism or whether it was Big Bang Theory. And I sat there and I just thought, these people don't know what they're talking about. So I put my hand up towards the end and I just went, neither of those are true. I said, the reason we're here is because we're part of an experiment for higher beings. And everyone just laughed at me. So I never spoke about it after that. But then since then, I've realised that I am from the Pleiades. And I was just saying in my earlier video, did I say it? I don't know. Anyway, I found out that I was a priestess in Lemuria as well. And yeah, so the Pleiades, sorry, I'm getting confused. Right. I'm losing my train of thought. So the Pleiadians are a group of higher beings. Yeah, you've got Arcturians, you've got Sirians, you've got Lyrians, you've got a variety of different beings that are up in the universe. Okay. Now, about 2 months ago, I did a meditation where I was basically sat in a room with, I knew it was Jesus and I thought his 12 disciples, okay? But it turns out it wasn't his 12 disciples. This was the Galactic Council. And the Galactic Council basically make decisions about not only our planet, but also what's going on in the universe as well, okay? So the Galactic Council are very aware of what's going on. So I was saying from my earlier video in the channeling, let me just have a look at it again, what I said, because I forget as soon as I say it. Yeah, so the Galactic Council have been meeting in readiness. So the stuff that's going on in the universe, they're very aware, yeah, of what's going on. They have their plans, their ideas, etc. And then down here on Earth, like I said, Trump is playing his part. If we see it as like a giant play, Trump is playing his part. He was asked by the military. This is what I've seen on some of the YouTube things. He was asked by the military to basically stand for presidency, and they made sure that he won because he was the only person who would be able to deliver what was needed to be delivered on behalf of the Galactic Council and upstairs. Now, some of you might be watching this and being like, oh my God, what shit she on? Yeah? Or this is so far stretched that you can't possibly think about, which is fine. Just have it in your awareness, okay? Because I do only speak my truth, yeah, and what I know, okay? So I know that I meditated and I saw Jesus and the Galactic Council and I was in a room with them, which is a bit weird, but I know that I channel the Pleiades and that the Pleiadians are of fifth dimensional consciousness and are basically assisting us with our ascension as well. So like I said, whilst all this is going on, there's work being done with light workers, with intuitives, with channelers, etc., in order for us to be in the best place, ready when everyone else is ready to ascend as well. So there's a lot going on at the minute. So if you try and think about all of it, it might just blow your mind a little bit if you're like, I don't even believe in aliens or higher beings. Do you know what I mean? So I just want you to sort of be prepared. And if you think, oh, I'm prepared, I'm ready, just start letting other people know as well. Because if they start to hear things, it's going to be a massive shock. You know, like I said, I've watched some of these YouTube videos and to me, I'm just like, nothing is a shock. Apart from the child bit, that was really, about the children, that was really scary. So, but for some people, what's going to happen is really going to shake their whole belief system to the core. And if, like I said, they're not prepared, then it's going to be quite difficult for them. So if you already have knowing or awareness of anything that's going on or anything that's going to help them and support them, then do start sharing it now, because they're going to need to be looking to you to help them through this time and to what's the word I want to look? I want to say like to regroup, yeah? Because I just get this sense that there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to be left feeling quite lost after this weekend. Like I said, I just tried asking. I was like, what's going to happen this weekend? And they're like, well, we've got our plans. But they said, this is what they told me. They said they've got their plans. They know what needs to happen. And they said they've got the humans in place. And as long as they all take action. And they said, but at the same time, humans do still have free will. So as long as everyone who's in place does what they need to do, then we'll come through it. That's all they said to me. But yeah, I'll find some of the videos that I have watched and put them in the comments. Like I said, the one that I watched by Janet, who was the Dutch lady. She was like a scientist or something. She was very professional, and her slides were very professional, and she seems to know what she's talking about. I'll put her link in the comment because, again, it's just worth, if you know that there's other stuff going on beyond the coronavirus and beyond 5G, because I feel like at the minute we're just in this bubble of the C word and 5G. But for people who are aware that there's other stuff going on, it's like that's a part of it, but there's more. I know, and so some of them, I mean, yeah, so some of them aren't. I don't think that's. Sorry, Helen. I think it's that they won't listen at the minute. But if you start planting the seeds and people know that you already either have a belief in this stuff or are aware of this, then when stuff does happen and they're told by others that isn't just you, then they're going to be like, oh my God, Helen said that. Do you know what I mean? Helen knows about this. Let's ask Helen. Let's go to Helen. And that's then when this sort of like support comes from. That's my feeling anyway. Let me just see if there's anything else within the channel and that I want to share. Like I said, I can't get my words out tonight. If you've recently joined, if you go back to watch the first video where I kept breaking up. Oh, actually, I might do this at the end. I'll read it at the end as well for those of you who missed it. So, okay, I'll read it now. So this is a channeling that I got right a couple of nights ago. And I just said to them, I said, what do you want me to write? And I got, we are gathering in preparation for soon the hour will come. As many of you Earthplane have been doing the work and preparing, so have we. The Galactic Council have been meeting in readiness for this event. They want you to know that they, stroke God, stroke soul, stroke spirit, did not create the virus. There are a few on Earth who turned to the dark side a long time ago. Yes, it sounds like the Star Wars movies. We do not wear the masks. We are beings of light. Trust that we are here for the highest good, and that there are some on Earth whose masks will be removed in the coming days. This may be a shock to some, many. For those already aware, you will be needed to guide and explain. Only good will come from this. Stand strong in your beliefs, your values, your light. You all chose to be here at this time. Embrace the precious time you've been given. Light will reign again. So when I asked who I was speaking to, I was given the name Alkiel. So it's spelled Alkiel. So he's a Pleiadian, and he said that he's going to be working with me over the next few weeks. He says he's going to help me write another book. And then he started telling me about being a Lemurian priestess, which was interesting. And we're talking about the fall of Lemuria and how Lemuria was all to do with mutual respect. And he said this awakening is bringing about a change in how gender will be viewed. Mutual respect for the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Recognising within each other the qualities that lie within and respecting them. Let me just see if there's anything else he shared. And it's really funny, right? Because the journal that I have, no further harm's going to come to mankind, Helen. No. But the journal that I have, the page that I ended my channeling on, at the bottom it says, outdated systems and structures are being replaced by a new vision for humanity. Write how you feel about this statement. And I just wrote amen. So yeah, and that was it. That was all he basically gave me. So I just wanted to come on and talk, like I said, about the Galactic Council, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, celebrities, talked about those, the mass media. And I think that was it really. So yeah, so they haven't mentioned to me, like I said, any further harm coming to mankind. But if you do have like any questions about Pleiadians, about the Galactic Council, about anything like that, basically, about Lemuria, then do get in touch and let me know. And or ask in the group as well. Do you know what I mean? Let's have it like, well, that's why I set this group up initially, Consciousness Arising. It was to be a safe space for people to be able to say, oh my God, this is what I think, or have you seen this? Or so do feel free to share, you know, any channelings or anything that's coming through for you at this time. So I think, I don't know if Kat's still on here, but there was another lady who was also shown a past life, or her time in Lemuria. I think she was shown her time in Lemuria as well. So yeah, so you know, if you were there or if you've been shown that this week, it would be really interesting to find out, like, what have you been shown this week? You know, we had the full moon in Libra as well this week. So is there a lifetime that you've had that you want to share? Do you know what I mean? Because the more of us that share this stuff and let each other know that actually I'm going through it as well, yeah, and I'm seeing all this stuff, because some of us are seeing it, but then we're not saying anything. So that's why I thought, you know, I need to go in now and actually say, this is what I'm doing, and this is what's going on for me, because I feel as if, especially the last, well, since January, I feel as if there's been a shift in getting many sort of light workers and intuitives, etc. ready. And last year, I kept saying to people, I was like, guys, healers and therapists are going to be much needed this year, because obviously with the NHS at the minute, it's overburdened because there's so many people. There's so many people who are going in. But interestingly, what I heard today on the radio as well is that people who think that they may have a problem aren't going into the hospitals. So where are they going? You know, they're going to be needing some help at some point, and they're only going to be able to put off pains, etc. for so long. So if you're a healer and you can do distance healing, then we need to start sort of like talking about it and saying, actually, this stuff works. Do you know what I mean? And I think getting beyond sort of like feeling potentially like some of us are woo-woo, or it's too out there, because it's not. There is so much more out there stuff that's going to come, and the stuff that we're going to be sharing is just going to sort of like, you go think, oh my God, that's really pale in comparison to like what's actually going on in the bigger picture. So like I think Helen said earlier, you know, it is our time to shine. So if you do any of this sort of work, then crack on, keep doing it. Yeah. And yeah, if you've got any questions, or if you want to know who you were in a past life, then do get in touch, because I can read your Akashic record. I can tell you who you were in a past life. I can tell you what's going on for you now. Probably sitting, reading a book, eating, and what you're meant to be doing going forward, your purpose as well. So anyway, love to you all. Hope you're all staying safe and staying well. I just really felt like I needed to share that message from Alkiel. It'd be interesting. I might do a YouTube video of that as well. Be brave, Lindsay. Anyway, wishing you all a good night. Thank you all for watching, and I will see some of you soon. Take care all. Bye.